Tough decision, man. You know, I had to leave that band, and then I had to leave my fans too. So it was a decision that had to be made. It wasn't a popular decision by any means, obviously, but at the end of it, there wasn't really a choice. I'm really glad I did it. So I mean, it's certainly worked out for our family. Heather's doing very, very well now, and Ava's doing phenomenally.
Today, the 61-year-old rock star couldn't be prouder of his relatively quiet Southern California life.
First of all, I love being a dad more than anything else anywhere. That's number one. Number two, I've made my houses beautiful, and I've really taken a lot of time and a lot of care and making them mine, so everybody feels like real at home here and everybody has a good time, you know. So and myself included. I mean, I'm proud of the way the houses have turned out because they feel good. You know what I mean? People feel at home when they come over to my place, you know, and because there's a lot of love here, you know, between, you know, obviously between the family and my daughter and myself.
But Richie's fans shouldn't worry. Playing homemaker doesn't mean he stopped playing guitar.
I'm making music and writing songs and getting better. And I practice more now than I did since I was a kid, you know what I mean? So I'm still continuing I taught myself how to play, so I'm continuing how to teach myself a lot of different things. I'm writing crazily, and it's going well. I'm writing with a lot of other artists besides myself. And, you know, playing piano better than I've ever played. And just, I'm just taking the time to try to get better at everything. You know, I got a new record coming out and looking forward for that. And hopefully this will open up and when we can go out and play live again, because myself, like a lot of us musicians that, you know, that's what we live for, kind of, in a way. Going out there and bouncing it off the people. Very, very important. It's interesting because you know that you're touching people. You know that you're making people happy, and it's right in front of your face. The 70,000, 80,000 people are just losing their minds with happiness, and then they're dancing together and crying, and the memories, that's you know, right, being that songwriter and writing those songs and being a part of people's lives, the soundtrack of people's lives, is a great, great pleasure. You know, it's something that I'm very, very proud of. It's something I take seriously, and then again, not seriously. I brought a child into this world, and I do not take it lightly. That commitment is something that, hey, you got to take care of that and communicate, talk. I think that's probably the biggest one. You know, trying to have an open forum for communication between you and your children. So I think that the communication between parent and child, and not to lead by fear. You know, you could lead by fear, or you could lead by love. Lead by love, you know, and communication. Being on the road as much as I did, I had to teach Ava how to parent herself. And where I did it, I would observe her with other children, and then she did something a little wonky or something like that. I'd turn and say, how would you feel if you were on the other end of that? And then she would draw her own conclusions, and sometimes it would take 10 minutes for her to apologize. Sometimes it would take a day before she realized, or a week. But I made her learn how to teach herself and how to observe things. I'm very, very proud of her and the way she turned out. She's turned out to be an amazing young woman with a bright future. She turns me on to music because I want to keep up, you know, so she's always turning me on to new bands, new groups, new artists and stuff like that, and it really makes a cool difference. And I actually lean on her opinion a lot, you know, because she's here listening to all the music when we're all making it here. She obviously grew up with it, so it's intrinsically in her bones, number one. But yeah, she singing all the time, and she plays a little guitar. she is, you know, she's who she is. That's it. It's like, you know, and that's very, very, very good. She's, you know, she's a great friend, obviously a great daughter, great granddaughter, and, you know, she's just dedicated to being a good person. And she is. And she's fun and smart. When she was a kid, I said to myself, all right, well, she has my gregarious nature and Heather's good looks. We're in trouble. That should be a lot of fun. We navigated it very well. Yes.
Like the rest of us, Richie has been in quarantine for most of 2020, time he happily spent together with his now 23-year-old daughter.
She immersed herself into the schoolwork more than anything else these days, you know, and she's got a boyfriend who I like, which is great, and, you know, so, and he's a good guy, and she's got good friends that surround her, and so, you know, it's good. I'm lucky enough to have an amazing relationship with my daughter. You know, we've been through a lot of things together and stuff like that, and this is just one of those things that we're going through together. And, you know, she graduated online. You know, she graduated on a dean's list, a psychology major at LMU, and I was a psychology major in college myself. And so I said, can I take, you know, finals with you and study with you and stuff like that? So we actually did it at the beach house, and she aced it and got on the dean's list, so she's doing well throughout this whole thing. She's going to go into graduate school. She hasn't started yet. She just took her test, I guess it was about 3 weeks ago, and aced it. So she's going to continue on with her psychological studies and sociological studies. You lead by example, right? So my work ethic is pretty deep, and I'll work 10, 12 hours a day, like all the time. And she sees that happening, and then sees me doing the work. So I think that that kind of transferred into her, because my parents transferred that to me. They were both very, very hardworking people, and my grandparents transferred that to them. So.
7 years after leaving the band, Richie would be hard-pressed to pick his favorite Bon Jovi song. But there is one he's finding more and more meaningful every day.
You know, obviously Living on a Prayer has to be up there only because it got to so many people. It still gets to a lot of people. It's one of those ones that make people feel great every time they hear it. It makes it, there's an inclusive part of it. The inclusion part. We gotta hold on to what we got. Everybody's been there, man. We all been there. You know, it was everybody struggling at one point to make ends meet, and damn, if that song ain't relevant now, huh? So you never know when you do stuff like that, how it's going to affect people. And then later on in life, it comes around and, whew, hey, I need that song. You know, it's a pleasure for a guy like me to offer it to people. Because once you write it, it's not your song anymore. It's everybody else's song too. So it's really not my song. It's something that I came up with or whatever, and then it became everybody's anthem. Still is.